Good evening and welcome to the NewsHour. As disaster recovery efforts ramp up across Maui, so too has the painstaking search operation. The confirmed death toll now stands at 106 people, but with most of the victims still unidentified, families and friends of the missing are left fearing the worst. It's been 1 week since the first fires tore through Maui, turning vibrant communities like Lahaina into scorched ghost towns. Days after evacuating, residents are gradually returning to survey the damage and rebuild their homes and their lives from the ground up.
Not just me, lost everything. Everybody. Everything's gone.
Officials say 2 regions of the island are still ablaze. As of Tuesday night, the Lahaina fire on Maui's western coast is 85% contained, and the upcountry Kula fire only 75% contained. In Lahaina, search teams aided by cadaver dogs have been recovering human remains from destroyed buildings and burnt cars. So far, crews have scoured some 32% of the search area, and they're racing against the clock. Forecasters say a high windstorm this weekend could hamper their efforts. Today, FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell spoke from the White House.
Given the conditions and the need for additional resources, we will have at least 40 canine search teams on the island, in addition to hundreds of search and rescue personnel, with more on the way.
As coroners begin the process of identifying the dead, officials have called on family members to help, urging relatives of the missing to submit DNA samples. Authorities have started to notify the victims' next of kin. Among the deceased, 79-year-old Buddy Jantok, 68-year-old Franklin Trejos, and 60-year-old Carol Hartley, all longtime residents of Lahaina. The wildfires were propelled by high winds from a distant hurricane. What caused them is still under investigation.
Freaking power line just went down.
As the fires tore through the island, Maui resident Shane True recorded smoke billowing outside his house after a utility pole snapped.
Look, there's a power line right there. And shortly after, thing was just arcing away on the ground, landed right in dry grass, so sparks, and then there was a fire.
The state's primary energy provider, Hawaiian Electric, now facing multiple lawsuits, alleging the utility company kept power on despite high wind warnings. Meantime, President Biden says he'll travel to Maui on Monday to survey the damage firsthand. Historic landmarks, art, and artifacts have been destroyed. The cultural loss has been significant, especially for Hawaiians who have generational ties to Maui. Noelani Ahia has been helping with recovery efforts in Lahaina. She's an activist and co-founder of Mona Medic Healers Hui. Thank you for being with us. What has the last week been like for you, your friends, and your family?
You know, it's so difficult because we have this incredible devastation. Our beloved Lahaina town is now a graveyard with over 100 dead that we know of, and potentially hundreds more. There's still over 1,000 people missing. So there's this incredible grief and shock and trauma. But at the same time, there's been this enormous uprising of community support and community care and grassroots organizing to get supplies and medical care and take care of basic needs of people who have been stuck in Lahaina since the fires. So our team has deployed out there and has been taking care of people, but the entire community is wrapping its arms around each other and loving each other up and taking care of one another. So there's this incredible beauty at the same time as this incredibly deep pain, and it's a lot to carry right now, to be honest.
Maui has for decades been a magnet for tourists, but for people who live there, especially Native Hawaiians, it's been a home with a rich history. Tell us about that.
It's such a rich history, and it's unfortunate that it gets painted as a tourist town, because that's sort of the bane of our existence in Hawaii. In Lahaina, such as Moku'ula and Mokuhinia, which was an ancient fish pond that had an island in the middle, Moku'ula, and our ali'i, our monarchs, chose that place to go reside. In fact, our first constitution during the kingdom era in the mid-1800s was written there in that area, and it's just a very sacred area. adjacent to that is the cultural center, Na'aikane o Maui Cultural Center, which burned to the ground. And that was a place of solidarity for our people. It was a place to learn. It was a place that had artifacts, old maps, research materials, genealogy. Many of us can trace our genealogy back generations. In fact, I go back 22 generations to one of the families that lived in that area at Moku'ula and Mokuhinia.
There are Maui fire survivors who say they're getting phone calls from real estate developers and real estate investors who are trying to swoop in and buy up land where people's homes were destroyed. How real is the fear that outsiders will try to cash in on this tragedy and change Maui, change Lahaina as you knew it?
Well, it's a very real fear, and it's a founded one because it's already happened. The Maui that people know today is not the Maui of days of old. Kanaka Maoli have already been displaced by the plantations with land theft and resource extraction, taking our water away, and then the whaling industry, and then over tourism, hyper-development for wealthy outsiders that come in and buy up large swaths of land and develop and bank water for that. So for Kanaka Maoli, we are very well aware of the threat of outside moneyed influences coming in and further removing us from our ancestral places and continuing a system of settler colonialism where the design is to destroy the indigeneity and replace it in the settler's image. And it's a very real fear that's happening right now with people getting these phone calls.
In the long term, how should officials focus the repair and rebuilding effort to meet the needs of Native Hawaiians, not just trying to clear the way for tourists to return?
Right. Well, the administrations, both local, state, and federal, really need to listen to the Kanaka Maoli people and center our voice. This is an opportunity for us to restore Lahaina to what it once was. In fact, I have an elder who said he woke up the day after he found out his carving collection was lost, and he told me that he dreamt of seeds. He dreamt that we were planting seeds of our indigenous plants that we're genealogically connected to, of our kalo plant, of our medicines, and of the things that make us Hawaiian that have been stripped from us for so long. So I think that dream, that vision, that prophecy holds a future for us that we can gather around and believe in and work towards.
Noelani Ahia, our hearts go out to you and all of those affected by the wildfires in Maui. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Aloha.